You're tuning into Black and White Sports on YouTube. The no-holds-barred truth on sports. The main event starts now.
Well, Black and White sports fans, the Philadelphia 76ers have gone home. They fell to the Miami Heat last night, 99-90, in the Eastern Conference semifinals. And James Harden was absolutely pathetic, guys. James Harden, now, I've seen many James Harden games because he played out here in Houston. So James Harden, tremendous score. But I noticed something that last season in Houston. Now, he only played, I believe like 10 games or something for the Rockets before he was actually traded to the Nets. James Harden looked fat. Let's just call it what it is. James Harden was fat. He was a fat ass. No other way to put it. And he goes over to Brooklyn and he still remains fat. And he's with the 76ers and he's still fat. And guess what, guys? When you're carrying that much weight, your productivity is going to go down. Now, James Harden is 32 years old. And I don't know what happened, man, but he is just not committed. Look at the thumbnail of this video, guys. Look at how he looks with the Nets in Nets uniform versus how he looked in a Rockets uniform. He greatly has put on weight. He's a good, I would say 20 pounds overweight, probably. I don't know for sure. This is concerning, folks, because James Harden can actually get a max extension. I don't think that the Sixers should actually give that to him. Because James Harden last night, elimination game, 4 for 9 from the field, 3 for 7 from the three-point line, 11 points. 11 points. This man was the most deadly scorer in the NBA at one point when he was in shape. He has not been committed to losing weight. And now Amar'e Stoudemire, who is actually a player development coach or something like that with the Nets, he unloads on James Harden for being out of shape. Now, he has seen James Harden up front and center. Up front and center, guys. So let's read this on Outkick. Count Amar'e Stoudemire amongst those who weren't surprised to see James Harden disappear with the 76ers season on the line. A seemingly always out of shape Harden contributed just 11 points in Philadelphia's Thursday night loss to Miami in Game 6 of the Eastern Conference semifinals. Harden's effort, or lack thereof, was arguably the biggest factor in Philly's season coming to a premature end. When the 76ers swung a deal with Brooklyn to land Harden just before the league's trade deadline, Philadelphia believed that Harden was still a superstar who could score at will and carry a franchise. Stoudemire clearly thought otherwise until recently. He served as a player development assistant for the Nets and spent plenty of time with Harden. He says this, quote, "I don't think he is this season capable of being that type of player," Stoudemire said during an appearance on ESPN's Get Up. "I think not being in top shape, not taking your body serious, and not really being able to focus in on that in the offseason and getting yourself prepared through training camp and through the regular season to get to this point," Stoudemire said. "It takes a lot of determination for that to happen. And I don't think that happened for him this past offseason and throughout this season." Well, I'll go all the way back to Houston, okay? He looked fat in Houston. He looked fat in that last season. And the Rockets traded him away. Against the Heat, Harden averaged just 18.2 points per game and shot barely more than 40% from the field. That is terrible for James Harden, who is a top 75 player of all time. Because of his declining numbers, consistent habit of not being in shape, at age 32, Stoudemire would pass on re-signing Harden for big money this summer. He's eligible for a max contract paying north of $40 million per season. He is not worth that. He's not worth that, guys. The man does not want to get in shape. He doesn't want to work out, but he loves the strip clubs. James Harden actually has his jersey retired in some Houston strip club. Think about that. That's what he's committed to. He ain't committed to winning games. Stoudemire says this, quote, I can't commit to that. If I'm the owner of the Sixers, I cannot commit to giving him a max deal, Stoudemire told Get Up. I just don't see the dedication that I would need to see from my top 75 player. You have to be able to have a certain level of determination and focus on being the best player you can possibly be, and also be there for your teammates then when they need you most. Stoudemire continued, if he's not capable of doing that as a max player, I'm not going to be willing to now give you a max contract if you're not showing me that you can handle the situation. And Amar'e Stoudemire is right on the money, man. James Harden has had flameouts in the playoffs before when he was actually in shape. We all know what happened against the San Antonio Spurs when an old man Manu Ginobili blocked a shot from James Harden. That was pretty bad right there. But not at this point, guys. James Harden is not a max contract person. If I'm the Sixers, yeah, I'm letting him walk away. I am. James Harden needs to show commitment to his body. He's not committed. He's not committed. But that's just my thoughts on this. What do you guys think of this? Black and white sports fans, do you guys agree with Amar'e Stoudemire that James Harden is not a max contract player anymore? I 1000% agree with that. Do you guys believe that James Harden is definitely fat and out of shape? I don't even think that's a question. And that has greatly contributed to his numbers the way they are now. Anyway, guys, let us know what you think about all this in the comments. Make sure you subscribe to Black and White Sports, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks for watching the show. Be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be sure to tune in next time on Black and White Sports.